Newest edition of the Weekly Pulse. We got Janet Nicolaitis with us today from the Welcome Club of Highland. Did I get it right this time?
Yes, that's good.
Thank you. Took me a couple practice rounds for some reason to get that right.
You can pronounce Nicolaitis. You can pronounce anything. So.
Okay. We're going to kind of start something new, and no better person to start it with. We want to start going over kind of upcoming events in town, and Janet always seems to know what's going on in our community. She's pretty much the town mayor. Everybody knows Janet.
She's a social mayor.
She is a social mayor. Speaking of the mayor, he's going to be on our episode next week.
Good segue, Jeff. Yes, next week we do have Mayor Heeman coming on, so he's going to enlighten us about some mayoral things, and we'll see what happens there. But also coming up, we have the Highland Community Chorus, Highland Music School, and then we're going to do an on-site at the brand new Cordy Meats location toward the here in a few weeks. So that'll be a fun one. Tune in for that. But that's kind of what our schedule coming up is looking like.
Yeah. And speaking of the mayor next week, if anybody has questions for the mayor that they would like us to ask, please send us a message or comment, whatever. We're not looking to start some crazy debate and not be angry.
All positive,
but keep
things
it positive.
You want to know.
Yeah, but things that you'd like to know what the mayor does, because heck, I don't know a whole lot about what the actual mayor does, so we're going to find that out.
I can't wait. Make sure you subscribe to the page.
Yes, hit subscribe.
Okay,
so you can follow along. So Janet, before we get into all your good stuff, what's going on in this community? You know of anything coming up?
We have the Moose Chili Cook-Off on Sunday.
That's new.
Yeah.
This is the first time for that?
No. Used to be out at Lindendale, and they moved it down to the square last year.
So first time at the square then?
Second year.
Second year square? Okay.
So let's see, what else? Wednesday night, Ace Hardware has a ladies' night out from 6 to 8. That's awesome. The first 50 gals get a free swag bag, so it's a fun night. If you get a chance, get out there. Then let's see, Thursday we have the Witches Walk downtown Highland, which starts at 6, and it starts at the Laurie Theater, ends at Schlafly. We're going to have a costume contest this year and a couple drawings, so that'll be fun. Excuse me. Friday, Treats on the Street, so that starts at 2 to 5, I believe. And that's just trick-or-treating for the kids downtown around the square and different businesses. I think Marshall said he has 80 plus businesses in it this year, so it's going to be a fun time.
If anyone wants information on that, please message us. We'll get you the dates and the times and things like that. So
sweet. So we got a lot coming up. Like I said,
don't forget the Christmas parade. We got that. We've got Small Town Saturday. We have the Cookie Trail, Crumb Trail.
You are the mayor. You are the mayor.
Okay, we're actually going to cut you off.
I just make it my. I business.
You knew everything that was going on, and I was correct. Because I didn't know.
Hey, we did have to stop her. She's still going. Okay.
All right, well, let's actually get into your stuff. And what is the Highland Welcome Club?
Okay, the Highland Welcome Club was started, I believe, around 50-some years ago, and it was started by Jane Widman. I believe they were the owners of Jane Widmer. They were the owner of Widmer Floral years ago. And then it was taken over by Janet Flam Jenny, and she did it for like 33 years. And Patty Parker took it over after that for 3 years or so, and then she called me about 3 years ago and asked me if I wanted to take it over. And, excuse me, I'd been a year after selling CompuStitch, so I was like lost. It's like, what am I going to do with myself? And this was perfect. I love it. I make it my point to be in everybody's business, so this is perfect.
So if anyone's on that point, if anyone thinks, hey, this lady looks familiar, she did own CompuStitch. It was on the square. So if you don't know her name, which you should, but Janet did own CompuStitch for a long time, and now she's into all these other ventures. So
So anyway, so the Welcome Club is actually supported by businesses in our town, local businesses, and I call them sponsors, but they pay so much a month to be in it, and then they furnish some kind of promotional item to put in the bag. So I fill bags up every month, and then I get a list from the city of the new utility customers. I get just a name and address, no phone numbers, and then I make my visits. It's kind of weird after COVID, and I think in this day and age, for me it's not because I'm an old lady, but it's to be knocking on doors, and people come to the doors, and I think the first thing I have to tell them is I'm not selling anything. I've got something good to give you. So it's been fun. I've met a lot of interesting people. Sometimes I feel like I've met somebody that's in a witness protection program. Sometimes I feel like it's a social visit, but for the most part, it's fun. I think I've only had 2 doors slammed in my face. And
What?
Yeah.
Who doesn't want the welcome?
Well, some guy said I was wearing them out, and it's like, I'm Janet. I'm with the Welcome Club.
Okay.
And when you've lived in this town all your life and you know everybody, I just feel like everybody should be thankful. And everybody's surprised by a knock on the door with a bag of. They're just like, I can't believe you're doing this. I tell everybody it's like Mayberry, and Highland's like Mayberry. The young kids don't know what Mayberry is, so
I don't know
have
what Mayberry is.
You don't? Oh my goodness!
Means I'm a young kid. Yes.
Yes.
Jeff.
So anyway, it's been very rewarding. I love people. I love to talk. And when they asked me to do this, I told Joe, I said, I'd be too nervous. And I went home. It's like, that's what I do for a living is talk. So
You seem very nervous, by the way.
But anyway, it's been very rewarding for me after having CompuStitch for 20 some years and being able to work with the public. I love it. And when you love a town as much as I do this town, you have the passion for it, the town, the people, the businesses. My job is so easy.
Give us some examples of what is in the welcome material. I just for reference, when you mentioned Janet Jenny, I moved here 17 years ago. I remember getting that bag, and just like you're saying, this is pretty neat. I came from a community that I don't know that they did that. Very, very welcoming. I do remember that.
Yeah. So there's a lot of promotion, a lot of ink pens, coolies, a lot of brochures. Just a little bit of everything. Alvarado does a freezer, like pain patch that you freeze and put on there. It's just everything. The dentist put toothpaste in. And so when I fill the bags, I'm excited to get them out because there's a lot of fun stuff in there, a lot of information. I think the businesses pay to be in it, but we also, and I guess it's always been a given, that the churches and the civic organizations don't pay to put their information in there. So I feel like as the business is supporting that, they're also supporting our churches and our nonprofit or our civic organizations. So that's a nice thing. Highland's been very generous with it. It's great.
How can someone who's currently not participating get involved or
just get a hold of me? My email is welcomeClubOfHighlandIL@gmail.com. And then my phone number is area code 618-447-5447. We'd love to have you in it. It's just fun. It's just fun.
So what would you say is your main goal to get out of doing this, keeping this going? What is your purpose behind it?
The big thing is to welcome the people of Highland, let them know, and you can't, who can say anything bad about this town? I mean, really, we have a wonderful city government, from the top. I always say from the city manager all the way down to the 90-year-old man that sits on his porch in a rocking chair. We have a wonderful town. We are so blessed to live in a town like this. And it's only because, like I said, our city government, our people that live here, our businesses that make it profitable. But anyway, so my thing is to welcome the people here, to let them know. I always leave a card with them and tell them if they need anything to please call me. If they need an answer to anything, please call me. I've had a couple call back, and I was able to hook them up with maybe a previous owner of the house or something, just to let them know we're here for them. And it just a warm, fuzzy feeling till the guy told him I weirded him out. And then then I meet a lot of single men and women, and I'm thinking maybe I ought to morph this into a dating service.
Hey, this is where maybe we just started that up right now.
So it's fun. My fun things are in the middle of the afternoon when I visit. I'm going to say an older lady, maybe single or widowed, and they invite me in. Once they invite me in, I know I'm going to be there 2 hours. I mean, I love it.
They don't know that, though, when they invite you in.
So, really, and then, besides just making them feel warm and welcome, but really helping provide them with resources that they may not know exist.
Right.
Help them, direct them to,
So you don't just drop the bag off, right? You kind of give them some information about the community.
Sometimes I will. I go and make one visit, and there's some houses I've tried for 6 months and then when I finally hit that person at home, it's like, yes, So I'd like to physically give them the bag because I usually ask a few questions, and I start out with why, where'd you come from, and why, and they tell me, and I said, why'd you move to Highland? What was your reason? Well, that can get you into like a whole 2 hour. Mm-hmm. I've heard about divorces and deaths, but anyway, and then I ask how many kids, married, single, where they work, and I usually don't get real specific. You work locally, tell me locally. I've only had one person that didn't want to answer questions, but I explained to them that I send a brief report back to each business at the end of the month when I do it. So they know that, one, that I am calling and actually making contact with the new resident, but it kind of gives them an idea. If they're not married, maybe Lee wants to send them a card to buy a ring, or they don't have a church, the churches might send them a card. They don't get a phone number, so all they can do is mail them. And I usually tell them there'll be nobody else knocking on your door trying to get you.
Do you happen to get their social security number while you're there?
No,
okay.
no.
Right.
No.
Could be helpful in life.
So anyway, I'm working up everything's put in the bag, so we put it all in there, and some of them don't go through it for maybe a month or later. So what I'm trying to do, I'm getting together now is a directory of what I have in there. So insurance will be listed under insurance. So that way, if they need something right away, they can go right to that instead of digging through the bag looking for a business card or something. So
is that going to be like a website then, or a link or anything?
I don't know how to do it. I just learned how to turn my phone on, so I don't know how to do any of that. I'm
I'm
old
surprised
school.
we got you here.
So what is the?
This is like
So the directory is that like a card or a pamphlet that's
something I'll do on the computer and just
Okay.
print out. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So it's just something to put in the bag. So it just kind of gives them an idea what's in there. There's a lot in there. So sometimes it's, I try not to go if I know they just moved. I try to wait a couple weeks because sometimes I've been to houses that boxes aren't even unpacked. So I've been to houses where the cat's laid on the bag. So, I mean, it's been fun. It's been fun. I think I had one guy came to the door with his towel wrapped around, a young guy with his towel wrapped around his
I bet
waist.
you remember that one.
It's like he's like, I thought you were my dad, and it's like, just please don't sneeze and drop that towel. But then it's like, well, I got you
She
here.
pulled out her pepper.
Well, I got you here. Let's talk.
Oh,
So
boy.
anyway,
So
it's,
everyone definitely wants Janet to be stopping by their house.
it's fun.
Yeah.
anybody allowed to just ride along with you, Janet?
So I got to where if I have, and Highland Utilities go way out. I've been almost to Trenton. I know Rose Road is Highland Utilities, but I've gone way out where I get to a lane that says no trespassing or private lane. I used to just drive on down there, because you think you trust everybody. Everybody likes you. Well, I'm thinking, you know what? Somebody's going to shoot me one of these days. So I send them a card, explain what I do, and if they want to visit, to get back with me. I've had, actually last month, 2 people contacted me for the visit, so that was nice.
Oh.
So then you kind of set up a time, but normally it's cold calling, and I just try to, and the ding-dong doorbells. I mean, I just learned what that was. Some guys on
Tell
there.
me. I don't
even
know what it is.
Well, what are they, the Ring doorbells?
Oh, yeah.
So you ring it and ding-dong, ding-dong,
Oh.
and somebody starts talking, and I'm going, well, just come on out. Just come on out.
They're at
Not
work.
realizing he's in St. Louis at work. He doesn't want to tell me he's not at home.
So you get to see a lot of new people coming into the community. Any idea, like on a monthly basis, the turnover? I'm curious how many new people are coming into this town.
An average 25 families a month.
Okay.
And this month I had like 30. So there's a lot of, and it's just a big mix. You get a group one month that says, I moved here because the housing was cheaper. Then get a lot from the Edwardsville, Collinsville area moving this way. Young families with kids. I'm meeting a lot of young kids from this town that have either moved away and come back or are getting their first home and first time utilities. So that's kind of neat.
What are the new ones that aren't from Highland, that haven't been here before? What's the reason that they are they pulled to Highland because they heard it's a great town, or what are you hearing?
That's what I hear. They like the look of Highland. They like the small community feel. Once again, the housing price is much cheaper than it is over closer to the city. So, and they just want a nice, safe place to raise their kids. So it's really neat. It
is.
So, and I always tell them how great it is, the square. I mean, the square is a selling point for just about anything for this town, and especially summer until the first of the year. You've got so much going on that's free, that doesn't cost. So I tell people to go up there and just go up there and walk around with your kids, throw pennies in the fountain, So
There you go.
Speaking of which, of the square, we'll be able to see Janet up at the square a little more often.
Oh, yeah.
Why is that, Janet?
Well, we
Did I
have
hear a rumor correctly, or no?
We have the Sweet Spot in Highland, Illinois, and I guess Dylan had called and asked.
Dylan, you're getting some good promo out of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dylan had called and asked Hillary at the chamber, which we have a wonderful, wonderful chamber. Hillary does so much for the Welcome Club, and I thank her for that. But he called and wanted to know people that knew everybody in Highland. And so she gave them my name and Judy Nyers. So it's going to be like Lucy and Ethel up there. How much
do you
fun?
know Lucy and who Lucy and Ethel are?
Yeah, do
You're
you?
going to have to come up with some new references, Janet.
Hey, I got you.
Apparently, at about age 43 and under, there's a disconnect.
Look for the
with some new
reruns.
references.
You'll know. But
Is it black and white?
yeah, but they
Yeah,
have some
that's the
color.
problem.
Some of
They
the
brought
other
it into
ones.
color, yeah.
Yeah. But
You
you'll love
opposed
it.
to black
You'll
and
love it.
white TV, Jeff?
Yes.
Okay.
See, I used to call my granddaughter Little Lucy because she always like, that's not fair. And one day she came home and she's like, Gee, Grandma, she says, I know what you're talking about. She'd watched a rerun of Lucy. So yeah. But,
All right.
But anyway, so we've been asked to help up there. And, he's talking about salary and everything. We're going like, we don't want any money. We just want to go up and
Janet, I'll
The
find stuff for
salary
you
is
to
in
do.
the store.
Call me,
You're
I'd
gonna
love
get
it.
your money's worth.
hey, if I'm volunteering, I'm not at home washing clothes, cooking, and doing dishes, so I'm
Yep.
available anytime. So, but no, so he's real excited. He's very community orientated. Wants to do. He has a lot of good ideas. I think it's going to be great. You got any suggestions of something he doesn't have that he's more than open to suggestions to get something in there that you want? He's chickle sticks, and you probably don't even know what that is. Do you?
Here we go
See?
again.
There we go again.
Oh Lord, candy necklaces. Do you know what those are?
Yeah, those are disgusting.
Okay. Yeah, they are. Especially.
Like you wear that around your neck for a couple hours and
Start nibbling on it when you get hungry.
That's my kind of candy.
It needs to be a donut necklace, I think.
Or a hot dog chain. I
Oh
could do
yeah.
that.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, so I'm really looking forward to. He's going to go up on the corner of Laurel and Main, where the golf shop used to be. Al's Barber
Al, I
Shop.
remember
You remember
that.
Al's? Okay, good. And
Fond memories of getting my hair cut there when I had hair.
but anyway, the Welcome Club has been very rewarding for me. It's I loved CompuStitch, and I didn't think there was anything that could top that. And I've been so blessed in my lifetime to have two careers that I absolutely love. Never feels like I'm going to work. It's amazing, and I couldn't do it. I have to say this, without the support of the local businesses, the Welcome Club would be nothing. I have the easy job going out and talking to people. If the businesses didn't support it, it wouldn't be a club. So.
Awesome. Well, Janet, it sounds amazing. I'm glad you found something that you're passionate in still. And
Get to be in everybody's business. I
get to
love it.
keep us up to date. with
Whenever
everything.
we hit the stop button, we'll talk about some other things that we don't want to share with the public.
But yeah. So again, if you're a business or somebody who wants to get involved in the Welcome Club of Highland, get a hold of Janet.
Yeah, I'm in the chamber newsletter. There's and because I'm a W, I'm at the very bottom. So I get the very bottom of everything because it's W. It starts with a W, but that's okay.
It's a good way to
Can they
get.
message you over Facebook? Is that okay?
Well, yeah, it's just my page. It's not a Welcome Club page because I don't know how to do that.
Just look up you. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll tag you in
I
this.
should have been born in the 20s, I swear.
Well, we're gonna tag you in the post and stuff on Facebook, so then that way everybody's got a link right to your page. So if they have any questions, they can send you a direct message how to get involved, how to get something into the bag that you pass out, and help out and make it even better.
Yeah, any
Thank you.
business that wants to get their name into the hands of new residents of Highland.
Yeah.
This is the route.
Exactly. And like I said, I send the Welcome Club list back to the businesses. So I think like the insurance company sends a card. There's a few of them that I usually tell the new resident, you might get a card back. Nobody's going to be banging on your door wanting you to join their church or anything. So
Well, if you don't see Janet knocking on your door, stop in and see her on, what is it, the Friday after Thanksgiving at the
Black
the,
Friday,
the
yeah.
sweet
The night.
shop, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
And
Up on the corner of
she'll be
Laurel
there
and Main. So,
escorting you in and out of the brand new candy store.
one for you, one for me.
I'm more of a two for me, one for you kind of guy, but
But thanks a lot, Janet.
Thank you
Appreciate
so
coming
much.
on.
Thanks, Janet.
It's been fun.